Hi, class. Welcome to Statistics and Applied Fields. I'm your instructor, Louis Racconi. Because of the bad weather we're expected to experience, I decided to just make a welcome video to kind of welcome you all to class, since we won't be seeing each other till next week, and kind of just go over some of the ground rules and kind of what you can expect from this course this semester. If you haven't already seen the email I sent out, it's also posted on the announcements on Canvas. I've listed a few tasks to complete before our next meeting next Tuesday. But in this video, I'm just kind of just go over just some general expectations for class. So as I said, my name is Louis Racconi. I'm an assistant professor in the Evaluation Statistics and Measurement program. This is my second year at UT, so I'm still kind of new to Knoxville and the Tennessee community. My research interests revolve around program evaluation and assessment in higher education, quantitative reasoning and students' use of quantitative reasoning activities, and survey research methodology. So it's kind of just a little introduction into who I am. Since we won't get to introduce each other in person, I've set up a course introduction discussion board topic on Canvas. I can kind of show you that. Let's see, I don't make too many videos, so bear with me as I navigate through this. Let's see. Here we go. So if you look in Canvas, in the discussions section, here you'll see a course introductions module. So if everybody can just go in there and kind of introduce yourself, just say your name, what program you're in, why you're taking this course, any previous experience that you've had with statistics, and just an interesting fact about yourself, so we can kind of just get to know one another. And I've already started it off with introducing myself. Okay, so first off, I just kind of want to just kind of quickly go over the syllabus with you. Just kind of hit some high points, but be sure to read through it. There's a lot of good information in there about what the course will be like. Let me try to share the syllabus with you. I think this is it. Okay. Let's see. Try to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So, first part is just a little introduction into the course, some learning objectives. This first part here is important and probably a little bit different than what you're used to. There are 3 textbook options for this course. One is a free online textbook called Online Statistics Education, and it's available at onlinestatbook.com. I've tried to use this as the main textbook in the course in previous courses, but some students have found it difficult to use, so I've decided to provide readings based on two other textbooks. You can see there's the Preverta, Statistics for the Behavioral Sciences, and Gravitier and Walnew, Statistics for the Behavioral Sciences. Dr. Morrow uses the Gravitier and Walnew text in her Stat 2 course, but any of them are great introductory textbooks. One note about the textbook, and it's sort of my fault. I didn't, the bookstore contacted me and said, hey, you're wanting to use this Preverta text. There is this interactive multimedia edition. You can sign up for the class. And I said, okay, well, that's great. Let's sign up for it. It was supposed to be a cheaper version. I didn't realize that it was going to then make you opt out of using the text. So what it did was it put the Preverta text embedded into Canvas, so you could read the text in Canvas. and I guess it's cheaper than purchasing the physical textbook. But I didn't realize that. I thought it was going to be an option for the students to choose, but apparently you have to opt out of it. So if you don't want to use that textbook online, let me see if I can show that to you. Let's see. If I just share my desktop, will that work? Here is, if you want to use the text, it's right here in this vital source. If you decide to use it, whoops, you can click on this link and it'll take you to a new website that has the book where you can read it online. So if you like that option, that's great. If not, then you'll need to, do I not have it? You'll need to go to the Vol Shop. Well, there it is, Vol Shop. And click on textbooks for your courses. You know, choose your term. Let's say it's EDPY 577. I'm the only one teaching it this semester. Select it. And then if you don't want to use it, you'll need to click this opt out, and you won't have access to the online version. But you can still buy the hardback book from Amazon or probably from the bookstore as well too. Let me go back to the syllabus. If you have any questions about that, I'm sorry that it's kind of confusing, but if you have any questions, just feel free to email me and I'll help you out. You have to opt out if you don't want to be charged by January 19th, so that's Friday. So like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. So we're going to use a statistical software package called SPSS, Statistical Package for the Social Sciences. And basically, the software package just runs statistical analyses for you, so you don't have to do them by hand. A lot of my notes and in the text will work out the problems by hand, but we're going to run most of our analyses in SPSS. There's a lot of different statistical software packages: Data, SAS, R, just kind of name a few. But believe me or not, SPSS is probably the most user-friendly. It does still have its quirks, but all of them kind of have their quirks. And if you continue on into our Stat 2 and Stat 3 sequence, they'll be using SPSS throughout the whole sequence. You can download a copy of SPSS here from the OIT software distribution. If you have any trouble downloading it, just contact OIT and they can walk you through it. You can even bring your laptop down there and they can help you install it. I say in the syllabus to use version 23 or 24. Version 25 just came out. I have it downloaded, but a lot of some of the output looks a little different in 25. And so a lot of my handouts aren't updated yet for version 25. But they all should work the same. I've been playing around with 25, and I think it works pretty similar. Like I said, the output just looks a little different. But if you have any questions, just let me know as you use it. I've listed some SPSS resources here. These two YouTube video sites have really good are really good, showing you really good videos on helpful statistics videos and using different things in doing different things in SPSS. So they're good to kind of just bookmark here the how-to stats. videos here are really good. And then the quantitative specialists have a lot of good SPSS help videos in there as well. So you might want to check those out. And I'll be linking to some of those in Canvas as well. So the class is going to consist of 8 data analysis assignments and quizzes. So we're going to cover a statistical topic, say an independent samples t-test, and then we're going to have a data analysis assignment on that topic where I'm going to give you a research scenario and either give you some data or you're going to enter some data into SPSS, and you're going to run the analysis and answer the questions about the research scenario. You can work together with other classmates on assignments, and I encourage it. You can learn from one another. If you do work together on assignments, you can just turn in one assignment with everybody's name on it. Okay. Each lesson will also contain a quiz. So the quizzes are in Canvas. I'll show you that in a minute when we do a little Canvas tour. And the quizzes just kind of test your knowledge of the readings. You can take the quizzes up to 3 times, and Canvas will take your highest score. So if you don't do well the first time, you take the quiz again, and it's going to keep the highest score. Even if you scored, you got 100% on the quiz the first time, you could just take it again. Just I want to test myself. Make sure I really understand this material. And so you get a 90% the second time, it's going to still take your highest score. And so if you ever have any questions about the quizzes or assignments, feel free to ask me. The assignments and quizzes are each worth 30% of your grade. There'll be a few discussion board posts. So on Canvas, I'll have just some, so we can have a little online discussion during the week over some topics. I think I have one already up there. It's a graphing data assignment. I have a picture of a graph, and you kind of tell me like what's wrong with the graph and how might you present what they're trying to show in that graphic better. So the point is just to kind of have us, keep us engaged, throughout the week. So discussion boards posts are worth about 10%. They're going to be worth 10% of your grade. And so the the final exam will be 2 parts. There'll be a data analysis part, which will be just like all the other data analysis assignments you have. And there'll be a quiz section, which will be similar to all the other quizzes you have, except that you can only take the final quiz 1 time. And also that you're not supposed to collaborate on the final. You can collaborate on all the other assignments except the final. And we'll talk more about the final as we get closer to it. You can read in here the late assignment policy, the grading, how your grade is calculated. Remember, quizzes are 30%, assignments are 30%, discussions are 10% of your grade, and the final is 30% of your grade. And then just note our tentative course schedule. So, this week we're just giving an overview of the course. We'll do a little introduction into statistics and a Canvas tutorial, and then next week we're going to cover graphing and summarizing data, descriptive statistics, and I'll give you a little tutorial of SPSS. Be sure to bring your laptop with SPSS installed, because we're going to try to do kind of a flipped classroom approach where I'm going to ask you to do the readings before you come to class. When we get in class, we can talk about the readings, but I really want us to work on, applying what we're learning in class. So we'll do some data analysis assignments and different things to help practice what we're reading about. So be sure to just look through, read through your syllabus, just familiarize yourself with the class. All the due dates for the assignments are all in there. Let's see, let's bring this on to Canvas. Where's Canvas? Here we go. So when you log into Canvas, it'll log you into what's the syllabus page here. Some recent announcements will be shown at the top here. You can click on those to kind of read the announcements. The syllabus can be found here. You can preview the syllabus here. You can click on the link and it'll download the syllabus for you. My email address and phone number is here. Email is the best way to get in touch with me. All the course material can be found in the module section, so you can just click on the module link here and kind of work your way through. And then down here it lists all the due dates for all of the assignments. So it looks like I need to change the due date here. And so they'll all be due the on Tuesdays by midnight that night. Let's see. So yeah, go down. Like I said, everything's really in the module section, so you can really go there to find everything that you need. Vital Source, like I said, had the textbook. So we want to go to our first mod, our Introduction to Statistics. You can find the syllabus, a little Introduction to Canvas video. Each module will include some assigned readings. If you click on that, you can see, okay, here are the assigned readings for everybody. Everybody look through the math review PowerPoint. Everybody review the What Are Statistics PowerPoint. If you're going to use the Lang text, which is the online statbook.com, read chapter 1, the introduction. If you're using the Graviter and Walnu text, read chapter 1. If you're using the Prevera text, read chapter 1. So you can see what's all, what are the assigned readings for each week will be there. And you can see that it's usually the first thing in each module. Assigned readings. So if you need a little review of your mathematic skills, check out the Math Review PowerPoint. You can see here, you can download it, and then sometimes I have extra things in the notes that you won't see if you just view it in Canvas. The biggest things people trip up on in this class is like order of operations. You perform things that are in parentheses and brackets first, then you perform any exponents such as squares or square roots, then you perform multiplication and division, then subtraction and addition from left to right. And this is where people a lot of times mess up when they're computing things by hand, is by not following the orders of operations. The other things people get confused on is the summation. The Greek letter sigma here just stands for just to sum everything after it. And you'll see this a lot in all of the text. So I just wanted you to be familiar with that. You can kind of read through that to familiarize yourself with some of that information. Also be sure to go through the What Are Statistics PowerPoint. It gives you a good introduction to the field. There's some terms in there that we will talk about. So just review yourself through here. Look at this. It has some pictures of bad graphics. What's wrong with this graph? Why is the 13% bar larger than the 25% bar and the 34% bar? So you can just kind of go through here and just gives you a good introduction into the what we're going to study this semester. Each module also includes some learning objectives, so you can see those as well. The learning objectives for each module. You can see those listed as well. Getting started with SPSS, you can download and install SPS here. I have a little handout here for setting up SPSS. If you want your output to look the same way mine does, you can review this document here. There's just a few options you might want to change that are different than just the default SPSS options. And kind of look through that. How to save your SPS output. This is an important document you'll want to check out. When you for your assignments, I'll ask you to export or save out your SPSS output, and this document shows you how to do that. It shows you how you can export it into a Word document or PDF. I think a Word document's better, because then you can go in there, and if you want to like annotate it or put any notes in there, you're able to. So this shows you how you can do that. There's an introduction to SPSS from Rose and colleagues. It's a good reference guide. It has a lot of information about using SPSS. And this introduction module also included like a little practice quiz. It's not worth any points. It's 5 questions just so you can familiarize yourself with what the quizzes are like. You can check that out there. And then I've also included just some quick stat guides. Students had asked for them in previous semesters, so I've started including it. The lowercase n, stands for the number of people in the sample, or the number of objects, members of a sample. The uppercase N is the population total. X with a little bar over it, or Y with a little bar over it, is the sample mean. The Greek letter mu stands for population mean. So it kind of just gives you an idea, what are all these statistical symbols represent. That's a little guide there. And here's another guide that I copied from somewhere else. Gives you different formulas and a little, brief, kind of short cheat sheet if you want into some statistical symbols. So let's see. So that's it for the introduction module. Kind of just work your way through that. If you have any questions, post them to the discussion board here. It's discussion topics. Have any questions, post it here. You do your course introductions here. And then for next class, not only go through the introduction to statistics module, but go on through the graphing and summarizing data. Look at the assigned readings for the week. Let's check those out. Everyone go through the graphing and summarizing data PowerPoint. Review the practice assignments in the module. We're going to actually work through the practice assignments in class next week. But if you want to, get a preview of what we're going to do, they're right there. I also linked to some videos and SPSS resources. Here's some optional web resources you can look through. And here's readings for each of the textbooks. If you're using the online textbook, look at chapter 2 and 3. Graviter and Walnu is chapters 2, 3, and 4. And Priverta is 2, 3, and 4 as well. So you kind of get an idea of what we're going to be doing, the information we're going to cover next week. And then I just have, just some, additional information on graphing data. Here's some additional resources you might find useful, some helpful videos you might like, some SPSS guides, how to run a frequency command, descriptives command. I'll show you how to do all these in class next week. And we're going to work through this practice assignment in class next week. And then you can see I've also have linked in here the quiz and the assignment, which will be due the following week. Let's see. So that's it. Kind of give you a little introduction to the class. I look forward to learning with you this semester. And I'll see you next week. Everybody stay safe with the weather out there. Thank you. How do I stop?